Hello guys and girls, welcome back to the Racing Line for another circuit guide here on iRacing. This is week 4 of Season 2 2022 in the fixed GT4 Falken Challenge with me driving the Aston Martin Vantage GT4. This week's circuit we are around Spa, the GP layout, and the date and time is set to the 9th of April 2022 at 1:50 in the afternoon to match the official race time sent out on the Season 2 PDF. All circuit guides are run with the sprint setup, same format as before, breakdown lap followed by a full speed uninterrupted lap followed by an off-board lap, and as usual this is filmed before the week has begun so it's difficult to compare lap times, but let's see if we can help you guys find some time around this quite long and very 1xy circuit. Don't forget you can use the code TRL to get 5% off GT Omega products. Anyway, let's get started after that shameless plug. Let's move across on the left hand side of the straight, ready for the right hand hairpin of turn 1. We're looking for the 100 meter board on the left hand side and we're going to brake quite hard from 5th down into 2nd gear. Now normally I'll use the inside wall as an apex, but for some reason in this car I found that missing the apex slightly, genuinely, didn't do that on purpose, up through the gears, and for some reason you get a better run out the exit. You can just carry that slight more speed through if you don't hold it tight to the wall in this car, and then just get the maximum run you can, which is flat out all the way down here. I'm going to hold it in 5th as we go through Eau Rouge. You can cut that inside a bit, hold it to the right, and then be careful not to cut that bit too much. You can see we're still in 5th gear, and then just over the top of the hill when it flashes blue, you go up into 6th along this main back straight. So getting the best exit you can out of the source, flat out all the way down this section, and our next braking zone, we're going to be on the left-hand side for the right section coming up, and we're going to brake just as that curb starts up ahead, just past the 100 meter board, ever so slightly, hard on the brakes from 6th down into 3rd gear. Now watch this, we get it trail braked in, put 2 wheels on the curb, keep 2 wheels on the track and accelerate through, full throttle, and then quick lift off into this left hand apex, not full lift, just a quick lift to get the nose in, back on the throttle full power, up into 4th, as we lift off to turn it into this right-hander, and again we're just feathering the throttle all the way through that section. We were never actually off it fully all the way through there. Hard on the brakes as we approach this curb up ahead, just before that curb goes out of shot from our bonnet. We're going to get hard on the brakes, down into 3rd gear again, trail braking in, holding it tight to the right-hand side curb all the way around, accelerating from the midpoint once you feel comfortable. Now, I always say try and make this braking point up, but I've actually spotted there's a grey patch on the mountain on the right-hand side. As you get over to the curb on the left-hand side, you're going to keep it in 4th through that left-hander, coast in, and then accelerate when you feel like the back end's stable. Now, this one's a tricky one to spot, because you approach it so fast, but it's that little orange Marshall door on the right-hand side. You're going to dab the brakes in 5th, down into 4th gear, get it turned into that first apex, carrying the speed through, and look at that, just feathering the throttle up into 5th again, making sure that you've preempted how much it's going to run wide on the exit, because if you hit that curb too hard, you bounce right out. Next braking zone's an easy one. It's underneath that bridge, the Alliance Drive Safely bridge. You're going to get hard on the brakes from 5th down into 4th gear. Keep it in 4th through here. Similar to the last chicane we went through. Feathering the throttle all the way through. Quick lift off to get the nose in and then back on the throttle on the exit, using all the curb. Get over to the left-hand side and you can see there's a little bit of tyre barrier that sticks out there. That's our braking zone. Dab the brakes from 4th. Down into 3rd, get it chucked in, hit the apex and then accelerate out. We were pretty much on the throttle straight away then. Flat out through this right-hander, don't lift, don't even slightly lift. Flat out through that right-hander as you go up into 5th gear on the exit. And now it's obviously flat out all the way through this curvy straight as you make your way to this next left-hander. You're going to reach 6th gear. Now, I did do this flat once and didn't get a 1x, but I was so busy trying to keep this lap that I did lift. I think it's safer to just get a quick lift to get the nose in, a half lift, and then get straight back on the power. Now, the braking zone for this one is just past the 150 meter board on the left. You can see a big dirty patch of the road on the left-hand side. That's our braking zone. Hard on the brakes from 6th down into 2nd gear. You can see still hard on the brakes, trail braking in, hit that apex, get on the throttle slightly as you head towards the next apex, lift off again to get the nose in, and then at that next apex accelerate out, using all the track on the exit to maximize your run to the finish line. It's quite a long lap, a tricky one to get right if you don't really know the circuit, but with a little bit of practice, it's a very fun circuit to get right. Let's go through that again uninterrupted. 100 meter board, down into 2nd gear, get it turned in, coast through and then straight back on that power to maximize your exit. Be careful of the rear end instability there. If you slam the throttle down too much with too much steering angle, you will lose the rear end. Up through the gears, we're going to keep it in 5th, remember, through Eau Rouge. So we go down into this dip, cut the curve a little bit, keeping it in 5th. Don't fight that temptation to change, because as you go up the hill, you lose a little bit of revs, and then you're going to go up into 6th as you go over the brow of the hill. Now you're in 6th gear down the straight. You can have a quick breather before you have to concentrate on the next section of corners. Our braking zone is the curb just after the 100 meter board. Hard on the brakes, 6th down into third gear, get it turned in, accelerate over, keep 2 wheels on the track, lift off, accelerate, up into fourth gear on the exit, lift off, accelerate from the apex point, and away you go down this hill. Quick breather, next braking zone, the curb again. Hard on the brakes, down into third, coast in, hold it tight to the curb all the way around, midpoint, start accelerating out nice and smoothly, don't slam the throttle down, get over to the right hand side, grey patch on the mountain, dab the brakes, keep it in fourth, coast in, and accelerate out from the apex point using all the curb on the exit. Down the hill we go, up into fifth gear, looking for the orange marshal door on the right hand side, there it is, dab the brakes, down to fourth, get it turned into that first apex, coast in, and now start accelerating out. If you feel like you're going to run wide, have a quick lift off to get that nose back in, and then plant the throttle back down, up into fifth on the exit. A Lions Bridge coming up, hard on the brakes, fifth down to fourth, keep it in fourth, get it turned in, coast in, accelerate out, and now you're going to lift off, get the nose in, accelerate out again, being careful not to run too wide because there is a 1X on that exit curb. Tyre wall sticks out, dab the brakes down to third, coast in, back on that throttle straight away. You can see straight away on that throttle up into fourth gear, flat out through this right hander, you're going to change up into fifth mid-corner, and away you go. Now it's flat out, you can have your final breather before you got 1 corner left to get this lap right, and this is the corner that counts. Well, 2 corners if you count Blanchimont, of course, which is just a slight lift in 6th gear to get that nose in to make sure you don't run too wide, because there is a 1X and a slowdown if you go too far out there on the exit. Quick lift, get it turned in, away you go, over to the left hand side, looking for the dirty patch on the road. There it is, hard on the brakes, down into 2nd gear, get it turned in, accelerate slightly out, quick lift off again, and then straight back on that power, being careful to keep that rear end in check, and across the line for a 2:29.0. Really difficult to get a tidy lap together around here with all the 1Xs. You can see here on the offboard shot how much we missed that first apex by, but carried the speed through. As usual, that is pretty much it from me. I'm going to leave you with this offboard lap. Don't forget to keep those likes and comments coming in, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if I don't see you on chat this week, then I'll see you next week for the next video here on the Racing Line. Peace.